see live people. I see dead people.
Hello everybody, you're now watching Game 3 in this series between Darkforce, the blue Zerg spawning in the top right, and Mouse Hasu, the red Protoss spawning in the bottom left. We're here on Xel'Naga Caverns for this game. If you haven't watched Game 1 and 2, please go back and watch them, they're in my channel. I'm now going to spoil. So we're here in the third game, 1-all. Darkforce in the previous game, putting off a great Roach Zergling all-in to break down Hasu's Forge Fast Expand on Metalopolis. Wasn't much Hasu could do about it, but apart from maybe putting up a few more cannons. But it was a nice all-in by Darkforce, really. So yeah. Interesting to see what's going to happen on this one. Xel'Naga Caverns, very popular map. Probably one of the more balanced maps for a two-base map. As you do know where your opponent is going to start. I'll be interested to see whether these guys adjust their openings. Darkforce every game so far has gone gas then pull. Even on Metal and Typhon Peaks, he didn't fast expand straight away. He's always gone for the safer Speedling first build and then expanded. I think these guys know each other as they are chatting some German. Allins mich ja auch jedes Game. Aber mich flammen sie dann alle. I don't know German. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do. Looks like, well, Hasu is getting a gateway and a gas. How unusual. But it looks like, as I said, Darkforce going for gas then pulled again. Not that surprising. Hasu, maybe if he gets fast and gas, he might be going for a 3-gate expand. Maybe he'll 4-gate. Who knows? This is the final game, I believe. I think this is a best of three, but I don't know sort of whether it was for a tournament or just a sort of fun show match thing or whatever. But I have 3 replays between these guys, and I've casting them. So I don't know if there are any others. If you know what tournament this is from, please let me know. So second gas is going down for Hasu, so I reckon we could be seeing 3 gates, possibility of like DTs or something like that, but I doubt he'll throw anything up while Darkforce's drone is in the base scouting. Looks like Hasu hiding a probe or a proxy pylon, or just running away with the probe. Okay, he's not going to attempt to block any expansion because the Zergling's going to be out anyway, so there's not much point, just be a waste of a pylon or something. And the Zergling's just going to come out and give map control to Darkforce, just popping on the watchtowers. And he's putting his overlords into place. He knows that at the moment there's nothing that can shoot up. Just to Zealot out, normal wall in, Zealot there blocking everything. So this should be interesting. In game 1, Darkforce went for some really sort of high economy, low tech Roach Zergling aggression, which also sort of won him game 2. But in game 1, he really went overboard with it, and it cost him the game. So it'll be interesting to see whether he goes to something similar. He definitely seems to like that kind of aggression. He's done it both games. And I wonder whether this time Hasu will hold it off again or not, or maybe Darkforce will go for something different. Maybe he'll go for a more macro tech build. It'll be interesting to see. But it looks like Hasu is putting down these 2 gates, spreading them out so that if an overlord does come in, or somehow he gets a scout, Darkforce gets a scout off, they're not going to be spotted that easily at all. And the expansion is going up for Darkforce, so very sort of standard similar builds that we've seen before from them previously in the game. Roach Warren is going up for Darkforce as well, that's to be expected, and just staying on the 1 gas for now, so it'll be interesting to see what he transitions to and whether he does the builds we've seen before. Yeah, it's just you get the second gas in this build because to expand early off 3 gates, obviously it's not like 4-gate where you have more units. You really need the sentries for the defense. Zergling just stopping the expansion, delaying it a little bit. It's always annoying. He doesn't quite have the money for it anyway, but he'll just be able to deal with that easily once he gets a couple more units out. So yeah, the very very safe standard PvZ opener of 3-gate expand, and then quite often you sort of can go into maybe 2-base Colossi and push, or maybe get a Stargate up, do some Void Ray play, or some Phoenixes as well. Then quite often we see Phoenixes a little bit earlier for some harassment before Zerg gets a layer in Hydra Tech. Looks like actually he's going to add a Robo and a Forge as he expands. Well, he hasn't put the expansion down just yet. maybe he's doing something different. I might have... maybe I've misread this. Looks like Darkforce is getting his roaches out. He does like to do that. If we look in the Harvester tab, Darkforce actually behind, unusual for a Zerg. He hasn't been under any pressure, so he could just be droning up if he wanted to, but as we've seen before, Darkforce does like to put on some early aggression off of 2 base with Roach Zergling. But the expansion now going up for Hasu, so he's doing the 3-gate expand. He's getting his Robo up. Good to see an Obs coming out, I expect, and then maybe some Immortals, as Darkforce does like those Roaches, and the Immortals are very effective. Getting a 4th gate, and we should be seeing some upgrades on the Forge. So yeah, Darkforce really pumping out some units. He's now 6 workers behind, although he does actually have a stronger economy due to his earlier expansion. As we can see, he's got a bigger income, and he's cut all gas now. So he really, obviously, is going to be going for a big attack, producing 14 Zerglings and 2 more Roaches, on top of the 25 Zerglings and 10 Roaches he already has now. So I think we could be seeing some early aggression at a similar time to when we saw it before. I'd always say that really this time Hasu is better prepared, although last time he defended it by sticking to his ramp. He didn't have, he did have some cannons and stuff, but last time it was good force fields and sticking to ramp. But here we go, Darkforce putting around with the Zerglings, going in for the flank, and he's just going to be able to, great force field there, blocking up, no way, that's just a big stop sign to this aggression. More force field catching lots of Zerglings. These Zerglings are going to be able to just come around, catch these probes, and is Hasu going to be able to deal with this? No, it doesn't look like he doesn't have any more force fields. He does, but he's not using them. These probes, all the probes are dying now. The Roaches really coming in now to do extra damage to the gateway units. Zerglings doing loads of damage to the probes. If we look at the tab, Hasu's worker lead is gone, and really he's going to be contained in his main now. This has worked out much better for Darkforce than it did in game 1. It's pretty much the identical thing he did, but I think it's obviously worked out better for him. I think maybe he's learnt from the mistakes he made in game 1, but this time, although he's continuing to pump it, it's definitely worked out for him, and now he doesn't want to push up here. There's no need for him to do. He's done the damage he needed to. Now he should learn from his mistake in game 1 and head on home, or he might be able to snipe a Stalker or 2. Just leave his Zerglings out the front and poke. I mean, the supply is now 76 to 47, and Hasu was supply blocked. So, I mean, he's really got a nice early lead now, Darkforce. He can just dictate the pace of the game now, do whatever he wants. He can, tech up, get a third, probably even double expand this time safely, and he is getting Evo Chamber, getting some upgrades, and he is droning up now like he didn't do earlier. He cut drones. Really nice decision. Zerg, it's always critical to learn when you need to make drones or when you shouldn't. And normally we think of that in a sort of defensive context, but here Darkforce has shown a great timing where he stopped drone production, stopped any gas, and pushed a load of Roaches and Zerglings. It's been really effective against this 3-gate expand build of Hasu. So now with a 5-worker lead, and he looks like he's going to easily be able to take this gold. The Obs seeing it. And now it looks like Hasu is somewhat desperately going into a 1-base Colossi build. Colossi obviously really good against all of Zerg ground units. Roach is sort of the toughest ones, able to deal with them okay in large numbers, but sort of Zerglings, Roaches and Hydras do take an awful lot of damage from Colossi. But it's a very expensive tech, and it's very hard to support off 1 base, so he's going to have to get this expansion up as quick as possible, as he's doing. But now, I mean, Darkforce can sit back and just drone up. He's droning up and droning up. Now, he's actually dropped his lead. It's always weird watching Zerg harvester numbers, because of course they lose them when they build buildings. But Darkforce now getting all 4 gas, getting a Hydra Den up. I think getting +1 attack as well and roach speed. He's just going to be able to sort of sit back, macro up as much as he wants. He's got a supply lead of 40 at the moment.